So what my counselor and I are addressing now is my anger. Never doubted that. I've been angry for quite some time. I'm angry all the time about how unjust, the injustice in life that I see on a regular basis. How a good man can not seem to move forward, and then an individual with lesser character seem to be blessed with all that they want and more. Let me put a stop to this. Alexa, stop. That being stated, hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. Go ahead and do me a favor. Be Santa for me. Like, subscribe. Hey, turn on those notifications so you'll be able to follow us regularly. And go ahead and share. But that being stated, I don't want to pull anybody down because it is Christmas Day. I just want to move forward thinking about this, okay? When a man hits a point in life, or an individual, that they realize they're not fulfilling their potential, and they are decided to kind of coast, can you really be angry or frustrated with them? This is a question you need to ask yourself, and I'm asking you, and ask others. Can you really be frustrated with them when they've tried to do those things that have been asked of them by society? That doesn't mean with perfection, because none of us do that. But when they consistently see others who excel that do less, and yet we want to sit and judge them and assess them by the lack of potential that they have fulfilled. Or the potential, pardon me, not the lack of potential, the lack of it they have fulfilled. Or in other words, the fact that they are full of potential, but they are lacking in what they have fulfilled of it. That they have not fulfilled that potential. Why is it okay to come harshly at those individuals? Why does it seem like we want to holler and yell at them like you're not doing all you can do, when we'll go help someone else out that is just a lousy excuse of a human being? I'm just being blunt. Want to understand that, I really do. I've taken pride in my life that I've tried to contribute, be a contributing member of society. In fact, I'll put it this way, a family member and I have sat and assessed some of our other family members on both sides. And I will say this, I can look at myself and my sibling and state honestly that at least my parents were successful in that they had produced two individuals that have been contributing members of society all their life. I feel like in the last couple of years, I have not fulfilled that as much as I could. And I don't know that I want to go back to it because I hate the thought. Here we are, I'm 51 years of age. You ready for this? I have made over $32,000 one time in my life. I made a little over $32,000. I looked. I've only made over $28,000 one other time than that. I basically have what's the equivalent of a bachelor's. It's not, well, yeah, there is one that's equivalent of a bachelor's. I have a bachelor's equivalent of a bachelor's and then a master's. And I've talked about pursuing my doctoral degree. And yet I've never made over $32,000 in my life. Do you honestly believe there was during that whole time period that I wasn't trying to push to my potential? I'm just saying. I don't think it's a fair assessment to say there weren't times where I was not. Because I know I can look at some of those years and they were less than let's say $27,000. I was writing, I was very capable of moving physically. I was as high as I've ever been as far as my responsibilities in my employment. Yet was constantly denied the title I deserved and the pay. And yet I should get up every day and want to go out and do my fullest so that people can continue to take advantage of that. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of kickback on this, and that's fine. I understand, oh, you what? I get it. How many times have I said it? I got the poem. I wrote it. I don't understand. I wasn't that crazy. Real sorry for me. When I should have got up off my ass and made myself the best I could be. I get that. But there's also a time, in all honesty, to be fair is one of my, I hate that terminology, but as one of my acquaintances used to say, to be fair, sometimes there is place for that. We can't be throwing it around all the time. But sometimes, to be fair in the matter, we have to assess, okay, is this person perfect in all that they put forth? Were they 100% all the time? No, but who of us are, even the ones that come really close, someone like my dad, had their own little small imperfections that kept them from being 100%. If you're pushing and you're pushing and you're pushing, and you don't reap any of the benefits or rewards that everybody else seems to be reaping around you, including those who are not doing near as much to fulfill their own potential or to contribute to society, when you get tired of pushing, when you just say, hey, you know what, I figured out I can't coast it, I'll just check it in. And yet, here's the downfall to that. You end up right where I'm at. Because you end up checking in on all life. And now you're bound to just existence, not living. It's hard to get that desire back to push when you don't seem to rip into the benefits of living. And I'm going to state that understanding this. What profit a man gaineth the whole world and loses his own soul? There's a lot of truth in that. There's no truer statement ever made, probably. But if a man profiteth none, can he be tempted to give up and then in turn not only lose everything, but maybe eventually lose his own soul as well? Just a question. We can question at this point, well, that's a matter of their problem, their spirituality. I didn't say it wasn't. Just asking, could that become an end result? Especially this time of the year, when they're speaking, the only way they can communicate to the world is through a video. And they sit at home by themselves with the people that are blood related to them. They're still alive. They don't even bother to invite them. Because